All right, well, Super Bowl 60 is in the books. The Seattle Seahawks are the new world champions. Man, feels like just yesterday the Seahawks were hosting that trophy, but we know the Seahawks are only renting the trophy. It's not permanent. It's only temporary until the Eagles go back in 2027 and bring the Lombardi back home to Philly. Now, I've heard a lot of people saying that this was a very boring Super Bowl to watch. Not a lot of action on the offensive end in the Super Bowl, as we're used to kind of seeing in more classic games, like really what we saw last year. More offensive explosions with the Eagles and Chiefs. The year before that with the 49ers and the Chiefs. The year before that, Eagles and the Chiefs again. You know, but I feel like the fact that this was a boring Super Bowl, kind of hearing all the complaints about how boring of a Super Bowl this was, the fact that this was a boring Super Bowl should just tell you how well both of these defenses played. How well both of these defenses played. Like, we came into the game already knowing the Seahawks defense is elite. But the Patriots defense showed how elite they can be in this game. Like, they showed they have some dogs over in New England, dogs that have been really making plays for most of the season. We obviously know Milton Williams was chasing around Sam Darnold for most of the night, but you cannot talk about this Patriots defense without talking about Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez proved to be just showed how much of an elite corner he really is in the NFL. How much of an elite corner he is in the NFL. This man was locking down the passing game for the Seahawks. Like, it was a secondary, like Carlton Davis, Marcus Jones, Woodson, like the secondary as a whole was doing their job, but it started with Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez was locking down Jackson Smith-Njigba, the reigning offensive player of the year this year. He was locking down Cooper Kupp, a former Super Bowl MVP. He was locking down Rashid Shaheed, one of the fastest deep threats, if not the fastest deep threat, minus Tyreek Hill in the NFL. Minus a healthy Tyreek Hill in the NFL. Like, Christian Gonzalez, it didn't matter if it was footwork, route running, hands, speed. Christian Gonzalez had an answer for everything that Seattle Seahawks offense was able to throw at him. He had an answer for literally everything. Three pass breakups. Three pass breakups that were touchdown saving pass breakups. Touchdown saving pass breakups. Honestly, Christian Gonzalez is the reason why this Patriots defense was able to hold on the way it was. Christian Gonzalez was honestly the difference between the Patriots losing 29-13 and them losing 40-13. Like, Christian Gonzalez was the hero of the defense 100%. And honestly should be a defensive player of the year candidate to watch for this 2027 season. 100%. This was a huge statement game for Christian Gonzalez on the biggest stage in the biggest game of the year. He's been an elite corner since he got drafted 3 years ago. In year 3, he solidified his status as a top-tier elite corner. For sure. We got to start talking about Christian Gonzalez more when we're talking about elite DBs. Like, Christian Gonzalez 100% is up there with PS2 and is up there with Quinyon Mitchell. It's those three. Like, it's Patrick Surtain, it's Quinyon Mitchell, and it's Christian Gonzalez. It's those three right now that are at the top of the game, and there's space between everyone else when it comes to corners. Like, I don't think any other corners right now, maybe Derek Stingley Jr., but like, I don't think there's many corners right now that are coming close to those three guys. I don't think there's many names you can think of that are coming close to those three. Those three names, PS2, Quinyon, and Gonzo, right now, those three are untouchable. Those three are the elite of the elite. Those three are untouchable right now. PS2 being a defensive player of the year. Quinyon Mitchell leading in just about every coverage stat, every coverage rate that you can name in this past season. And then obviously Gonzo really being the leader, the tone setter of this defense in the Super Bowl. If the Patriots won this game, Gonzo would be winning Super Bowl MVP. 100%. Like, Gonzo and this Patriots defense is really what kept the Patriots in the game. Obviously, like, if it wasn't for this Patriots defense, it really could have got ugly, even more ugly for the Patriots than it started to get in the fourth quarter. it would have got really ugly. Like I said, Gonzo and this deep, like mainly Christian Gonzalez is the difference between the Seahawks losing 29-13 and them losing 40-13. But it was really the defense as a whole. It was really the defense as a whole. It was Marcus Jones and Carlton Davis in the secondary alongside Christian Gonzalez. It was Christian Ellis. It was Milton Williams really just making Sam Darnold very uncomfortable in the pocket. Even though Sam Darnold did a better job of playing against that pressure than Drake May, Milton Williams was chasing Sam Darnold around all night. He did a great job of making him uncomfortable. This defense is what kept the Patriots in the game. But that's honestly been the theme of this entire postseason. The Patriots the defense keeping the Patriots alive, keeping the season alive. The defense keeping the Patriots in games has been the theme of the entire postseason. Like, Drake May had a great regular season, but he was carried in the playoffs. Like, we saw Drake May in this offense take advantage of weaker defenses in the regular season, but get carried in the playoffs. It was totally different. The regular season and the playoffs were two totally different stories. Like, the Patriots defense, like, there's no way that this defense should get blamed for the Patriots' loss. There is no way. There is no way the defense, the dark side, should get any blame whatsoever when we look at this overall result, this overall L for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. There's no way. The defense is the main reason why the Patriots were here to begin with. Like, Drake May had a great regular season, MVP season, but there's no question Drake May and this offense were carried in the playoffs. There's no question they were carried in the playoffs. We saw, like, what we saw in Super Bowl 60 was the theme of the entire postseason. Theme of the entire postseason. Like, the Patriots defense did everything they could. They just couldn't get any points from the offense. They couldn't get any points from Drake May and this offense. Like, if the offense was somehow able to put points on the board, with the way the defense was playing, this would have been an entirely different game. Like, if Josh McDaniel was able to set up Drake May more for success and this offense more for success, it would have been a totally different game. Totally different game. Now, Drake May did not look great at all. Drake May did not have a good game whatsoever. But I feel like the offensive line is more to blame for this loss than Drake May. Drake May was not good in this game at all, but I think the offensive line is more to blame for this loss than Drake May is. Like, the O-line gave May no time to throw the ball. No time to throw the ball. Like, Drake May, he did have a couple of throws that were off target. He wasn't as accurate as he has been in the regular season, but he was also under duress for like 95% of that game. 95% of that game. Like, it's hard to judge Drake May super harshly with how terrible the offensive line looked as a whole. Drake May was sacked 22 times throughout the entire postseason. That's more than any quarterback in the history of the NFL. He was sacked 7 times in the Super Bowl. That ties the record for most sacks taken in the NFL. Will Campbell by himself at left tackle allowed 14 pressures. That's more than any other offensive lineman has allowed all season long. That's Will Campbell by himself. But Drake May was getting sacked from multiple areas on the defensive line, from multiple positions. He had pressure coming in from the inside with Byron Murphy and Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams. He had pressure coming from the outside with DeMarcus Lawrence and Derek Hall. Like, Drake May had significant pressure coming at him, obviously, from all angles of the D-line. All angles of the D-line. Sacked 22 times in the postseason, sacked 7 times in the Super Bowl, 11 QB hits, 8 TFLs. Like, there was nothing Drake May didn't look great, but he also didn't have a lot of room to operate with just how much this O-line was struggling against that Seahawks pass rush. One thing I will say is, Like there's no way you can watch this game and put all of the blame on Drake May with how bad the offensive line looked. Now, I will say Sam Darnold was under pressure as well and looked much better than Drake May. Like Sam Darnold was operating under pressure better than Drake May was. His escapability looked better. He something that he's done a better job at all season is throwing under pressure, throwing through contact, like kind of stepping up in the pocket, not being afraid to take on the hit as he's throwing the ball. But at the same time, Drake May's offensive line played significantly worse, I believe, than what the Seahawks offensive line played in this Super Bowl. Like Drake May did not look great, but it's hard to put all of the blame on Drake May with how bad the offensive line looked, specifically how bad Will Campbell looked in this game. Like Will Campbell went through the rookie trial by fire really throughout this whole postseason. Khalil Mack, Tuli Topoloto, Will Anderson, and Danielle Hunter the next week in Houston. Then in Denver, then against the Broncos, you got Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper. And then this week in the Super Bowl, you got DeMarcus Lawrence, you got Derek Hall, who had a game. Like this was a tough trial, but this was just a true trial by fire for rookie Will Campbell. And it's honestly, you could just tell, Will Campbell significantly struggled in this postseason, especially in the Super Bowl. There was nothing Will Campbell could do to protect Drake May. With how bad Will Campbell looked in the Super Bowl, especially in the postseason, it's hard for me to put all of the blame on Drake May when Drake May had no room, no time, just no space to really make a play downfield consistently throughout the game. Now, Will Campbell's young, you know what I mean? So, I don't think this is the end-all, be-all for him. I think they may have better luck moving him to guard just because of his wingspan, just because of his arm length. But, I think there's room for development. He's a rookie, but at the same time, we got to call a spade here on the No Shame with podcast and acknowledge what happened this year, what happened in this game in Super Bowl 60, and that was Will Campbell got exposed. Not just Will Campbell, though, it was the entire offensive line that got exposed. The entire starting offensive line. So it's hard for me to blame Drake May with the offensive line performing the way that they did. Now, I do think something that this game proved is that Jayden Daniels is definitely better than Drake May. I've been hearing a lot of talk. I heard a lot of talk this season. Of course, Drake May having an MVP caliber season. Now that means that he's the best quarterback in that 2024 draft class. He's better than Jayden Daniels. He's better than Caleb Williams. He's better than Bo Nix. I do think this game put those talks to rest. I definitely think Super Bowl 60, if Super Bowl 60 proved anything, it's that Jayden Daniels is still the best quarterback in that 2024 draft class over Drake May. Jayden Daniels is better than Drake May. We gotta I think this Super Bowl put that convo to rest. 100%. May getting to the Super Bowl in his second year does not make him a better quarterback than Jayden Daniels. One, Drake May had a much easier schedule this year than Jayden Daniels had in his NFC Championship run. Honestly, he had a top 3 easiest schedule of all time in the NFL. Two, Drake May was in the playoffs. Drake May was carried by his defense. Jayden Daniels carried his defense. There's a big difference. The defense is why Drake May was in the Super Bowl this year. Jayden Daniels is the reason why the Commanders made it to the NFC Championship. Two different things. And three, Jayden Daniels has already proven to be one of the best quarterbacks under pressure. 100%. One of the best quarterbacks under pressure. Stats increasing as we kind of get into the fourth quarter and in overtime, the crunch time moments of the game. We did not see that as much from Drake May this year, especially in the postseason. And then 4, JD's impact was immediate. Jayden Daniels didn't need a year to get acclimated to the flow of the NFL like Drake May did. Jayden Daniels' impact on the game, Jayden Daniels' impact on his team's ability to win games was immediate. It was immediate. Drake May did not have, obviously, as as quick of an impact on his team, on the overall success of his team, as what Jayden Daniels did in his career. So if Super Bowl 60 proved anything, it's that Jayden Daniels is still the best quarterback in the 2024 draft class. Like, there's no question Jayden Daniels is still the best quarterback in that 2024 draft class above Drake May. 100%. Two totally different seasons. Like, if we're looking at these two seasons combined, I mean, you just heard me go through it. Like, May, he gets to a Super Bowl in his second year, but he also had the third easiest schedule of all time in the NFL. In the postseason, May gets carried by his defense, while Jayden Daniels in his NFC Championship run carried his defense. Two different things. JD carried the defense while May was carried by his defense. 3, Jayden Daniels has already proven to be one of the best quarterbacks under pressure. Drake May has not shown to do that consistently. Honestly, and then 4, honestly, the Patriots probably would have won if Jayden Daniels and Drake May swap places. Like, the Patriots probably would have won this game, if not made it more of a competitive game offensively, if Jayden Daniels was in as the starter as opposed to Drake May. And then lastly, Jayden Daniels had more of an immediate impact on winning for the Commanders than what Drake May had for the Patriots. Obviously, Jayden Daniels carrying the Commanders to the NFC Championship game as a rookie and not needing a year to acclimate to the NFL like Drake May needed in his rookie year. Like, if we're looking at JD's impact as a rookie, JD5 set multiple records as a rookie. When there is no way you can compare Drake May to Jayden Daniels after just this year, after what we saw Jayden Daniels do his very first year in the NFL, setting multiple records as a rookie. We're talking about most rushing yards by a rookie quarterback ever. We're talking about the highest completion percentage by a rookie quarterback ever. We're talking about the most fourth quarter and overtime touchdown passes by a rookie quarterback ever. We're talking about the most passing yards and rushing yards by a rookie quarterback in one postseason ever. We're talking like this man completely turned his team around in 1 year. In 1 year. The Commanders were 4-13 before JD5 got there. They weren't 4-13 with JD5. The Patriots were 4-13 before Drake May got there and after Drake May got there. Drake May did not turn around the Patriots in 1 year. Jayden Daniels turned the Commanders franchise around in 1 year. There is no way we can compare Drake May and Jayden Daniels. Like, that's not a conversation. Jayden Daniels still clears Drake May 100% when we're talking about these quarterbacks in the 2024 draft class. 100%. 100%. Jayden Daniels did more with less against better competition than Drake May did. Jayden Daniels did more with less against better competition than Drake May. 100%. The conversation's over at this point. Conversation's over. But speaking of quarterback comparisons, I am really getting tired of hearing that Sam Darnold is better than Jalen Hurts because Sam Darnold just won the Super Bowl. Like, bro, Sam Darnold did not do anything that Jalen Hurts didn't already do. Jalen Hurts, if anything, just did it better. Like, I'm honestly sick and tired, bro. Like, I'm tired of hearing Cam Newton going on First Take in the morning and saying that Sam Darnold is better than Jalen Hurts, that he would take Sam Darnold before he would take Jalen Hurts, that he would take Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, and whoever else before Jalen Hurts. I'm really getting sick and tired of hearing all of this illogical, just nonsensical hate when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Like, there is nothing Sam Darnold did in this Super Bowl, or really in this postseason run, that Jalen Hurts didn't already do. There's nothing he did better than Jalen Hurts in this postseason, including the Super Bowl. Darnold did not have a Hurts level game in Super Bowl 60 by any means. By any means. He did not have a Hurts level game. Now, Sam Darnold did a really good job of taking care of the football. He did a really good job of putting his team in a position to win, not giving the game away. Not really making too many mistakes. Had a couple of errant throws, bad throws under pressure, but not a lot of mistakes from Sam Darnold. But he was not a game changer. Sam Darnold did a great job of managing this game in the Super Bowl, but he did not change the game in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts was a game changer in Super Bowl 59. Jalen Hurts was a game changer in Super Bowl 57. Super Bowl MVP numbers in 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. Jalen Hurts was a true dynamic game changer, whereas Sam Darnold was a game manager. Like, we're talking about Jalen Hurts, who had 2 of the best performances by a quarterback in all of Super Bowl history. Last year in 2025, 221 passing yards, 3 total touchdowns, no turnovers against the Chiefs. Super Bowl MVP award. In 2023, 370 total yards of offense, 4 total touchdowns versus the Chiefs in 2023. If the Eagles won that year, he would have won Super Bowl MVP easily. Sam Darnold this year in Super Bowl 60, 202 passing yards, 1 touchdown. There is a reason why Jalen Hurts was Super Bowl MVP and Sam Darnold was not. That is the difference. That is the difference in production. Jalen Hurts was a Super Bowl MVP for a reason, whereas Sam Darnold was not. Like, there is a reason why Jalen Hurts was a Super Bowl MVP and Sam Darnold wasn't. There's a reason. Like, if we're looking at these two guys in their own respective Super Bowls, there was maybe only one other person on the Eagles last year in 2025 that had a case for Super Bowl MVP alongside Jalen Hurts, and that's Josh Sweat. 2.5 sacks, 2.5 sacks, 6 pressures, was in Patrick Mahomes' face pretty much all night. Set the tone on defense and on the rushing end. If you look at Sam Darnold, I can name 5 guys that had a case for Super Bowl MVP over Sam Darnold in Super Bowl 60. One being Kenneth Walker, obviously, who won the award, over 130 rushing yards. 2 being Devin Witherspoon, honestly, in my opinion, more deserving of Super Bowl MVP than Kenneth Walker. 3 QB hits, 1 sack, really should have been 2 sacks, a sack that really should have counted as a strip sack that led to that Nwosu touchdown. You also had Byron Murphy, 2 sacks. You had Derek Hall, 2 sacks, 1 strip sack. But then you also had Jason Myers, 5 field goals in the 5 field goals in the Super Bowl, which is the record for most field goals in a Super Bowl. Like, there were multiple guys on this roster, on this Seahawks team, that had a case for Super Bowl MVP over Sam Darnold. You might be able to add more than 5, honestly. If you want to count Julian Love with the huge interception, if you want to count Nwosu himself getting the defensive touchdown. Like, there were multiple guys on this roster that had a case that deserved Super Bowl MVP over Sam Darnold. 100%. There was only one other guy on the Eagles that had a case for Super Bowl MVP alongside Jalen Hurts. That is the difference between a guy who has a Super Bowl MVP caliber game as opposed to a guy who just did his job. Now, Sam Darnold had a great postseason and all, but Sam Darnold did not do anything better than Jalen Hurts in this postseason run. He did not do anything that Jalen Hurts didn't already do in the postseason. He did not do anything different that Jalen Hurts has not already shown capable of doing. There is no way we can be logical football minds and say that Sam Darnold is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I am so tired of the disrespect. I'm so tired of the disrespect, bro. And it's honestly pissing me off. It's really pissing me off. But going back to that Super Bowl MVP discussion, you know, obviously Kenneth Walker getting Super Bowl MVP over Devin Witherspoon. In my opinion, Devin Witherspoon really deserved Super Bowl MVP over Kenneth Walker. Like, I could see if Kenneth Walker did get that touchdown that ended up being called back because of that holding penalty, which would have bumped him up to, I believe, 160 or so rushing yards, 1 touchdown. You know, hats off to him. I mean, especially being the first running back in, I believe, what, like 30 years since Terrell Davis to win Super Bowl MVP as a running back. But I definitely think Devin Witherspoon deserved Super Bowl MVP over Kenneth Walker. 3 QB hits. This man was locking down. This man was strapping up in coverage. 1 sack. Really should have counted as 2 sacks. Yeah, of 2 sacks if they counted that second sack that he almost had as a strip sack that led to the Nwosu touchdown, the return for the touchdown. Like, Witherspoon definitely deserved Super Bowl MVP in my opinion above Kenneth Walker. Like, I do think Witherspoon had a slightly stronger case for Super Bowl MVP than Kenneth Walker because of just how much of a force he was on defense. Like, we talked about how Gonzo was the hero for the hero for the Patriots defense. I think Witherspoon was the closest to that for the Seahawks defense. He was strapping up in coverage. He was also pressuring Drake May. Like, Devin Witherspoon honestly proved himself to be an elite cornerback in this game in Super Bowl 60, just like Christian Gonzalez did. For sure. For sure. And, now looking at both of these teams sort of in a broader spectrum, I know the combos always start right after the Super Bowl. Who is the favorite for next year's Super Bowl? Who is the favorite for the 2027 Super Bowl? And honestly, like, I don't think it's crazy to say that the Patriots will make it back to the Super Bowl before the Seahawks. Like, hear me out. Like, I know that sounds crazy. Like, obviously the Seahawks are the better team, right? They have more talent from top to bottom. They have the better defense. They have the more talented offense, more proven guys on offense. But I don't think it's crazy to say the Patriots have a better chance of getting back to the Super Bowl than the Seahawks do. Like, I don't think the Patriots will get back as soon as next year, but I definitely think they have a better chance of getting back to the Super Bowl before the Seahawks do. And that's mainly because of the competition. Like, the Patriots have way less competition to worry about in the AFC in terms of getting to the Super Bowl than the Seahawks do in the NFC. And that's really my main reason why I'm leaning a little more towards the Patriots. Like, the Patriots right now in the AFC, in terms of competition, the Patriots' main competition in the AFC right now, to me, are really just the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. Like, the Denver Broncos, a Denver Broncos team that would have beat the Patriots and gone to the Super Bowl had Bo Nix been healthy, with the best defense in the NFL. Then you have the Houston Texans, who also would have beat the Patriots if they were healthy on offense, if they had Nico Collins healthy on the field, if they had Tank Dell healthy on the field. Arguably, another top tier elite defense in the NFL. You look at the Seahawks. The Seahawks have almost the entire conference's competition. Like, the Seahawks have to worry about the Eagles. The Eagles, definitely not writing them off right now. They got to worry about the Rams, the best offense in football last year with an MVP at the helm. The Bears, a revamped Bears offense under Ben Johnson. They got to worry. They got to worry about a healthy 49ers team, the reigning comeback player of the year, offensive player of the year candidate, healthy defense with Fred Warner and Nick Bosa back on the field. The Packers, once Micah Parsons gets back on the field, as talented as that offense is, led by Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs. They got to worry about the Panthers. The Panthers are a sleeper team for me next year for sure. With how good Bryce Young looked, with having a fresh new receiver one in Tetairoa McMillan, really a what could be a slept-on receiver duo, Jalen Coker and Tetairoa McMillan. But then you also got to worry about, in my opinion, the Commanders, a healthy Commanders team with Jaden Daniels back on the field, back with his offensive crew, especially Terry McLaurin. Then you got a healthy Giants offense as well, arguably the most talented D-line in football on the defensive end. But then you also have a healthy offense with a healthy Jackson Dart, with a healthy Cam Skattebo and a healthy Malik Neighbors. The Seahawks have way more competition in the NFC than the Patriots do in the AFC, which is why I don't think it's crazy to say that the Patriots have a slightly better chance of getting back to the Super Bowl than the Seahawks do. 100%. I don't think that's crazy at all. But that's all we got for today's edition of No Shame with Shane. If you haven't already, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media platforms. And y'all know me. I'll be back later on with more shameless takes.